Hi, welcome to Family. We've got your back. Today was the last day of school for Trent.
Woot woot.
And you can't read it because it's backwards, but his shirt says, "Bruh, did you even show your work?" Because the teachers had a
We're trying to ruin.
email.
We're trying to ruin the word bruh.
Yeah, they hate the word bruh.
Come on, bruh. What's going on, bruh? Anyway,
Okay, thank you. Anyway, so they had a thing where we have to wear bra shirts so we can ruin the word bra for the students because it's obnoxious, apparently. Yeah, and so they all wore them, or a lot of them wore bra shirts like, "Bruh, we out, teachers. Hashtag last day of school."
Hashtag last day.
Yeah, so they're just kind of like how I'm not allowed to say totes adorbs.
That's pretty old at this point in time.
Oh, it is?
Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
That's
Okay.
at least 5 years old.
Oh, well, I have not been allowed to say that for many years. Anyway, I'm not allowed to use current vernacular because I'm a giant dork, apparently. And so, anyway, so the teachers, they felt the same if they wore bra shirts today. They would ruin the word bra. Hopefully it works.
I think it's already fading out, to be honest with you.
Oh,
but,
I hope so.
But we'll see. There's always going to be there's still new things coming that we can potentially ruin next year.
I think one of these times we should do an episode on communicating with your child in their language. So we'll need to do definitions of things like bruh and swiwius. Or something like that. I can't say it. I don't know how he says it, but it sounds like Swedish, but he means serious. Anyway,
we better get to the topic.
Oh, you mean you want to actually talk about what I researched instead of why your shirt's so funny?
Right.
And it makes me laugh? And why we're matching? Somehow we're matching? Yep. We're so cute. So anyway.
I haven't been cute in 34 years. 44 years. 44 years.
Oh, sweetheart. I think you're totes adorbs.
Anyway, this is part 2.
Part 2 of how to create resilient children.
Children.
Of course, it's not foolproof method, of course. But, you know, we last week we did a list of 5 things that help create resilient children. And we'll just go over quick again what the term resilience means, or to be resilient. It's able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions, bounce back, spring back, not be permanently deformed.
Right.
Rebound, you know, that once your momentum is lost, that you're able to regain it. That sort of idea.
Right.
And not just be frozen and stuck or give up. Right? We want kids who will persevere. We want kids who can withstand the pressure that life creates and be able to stand up and keep going and become stronger. So, because it's a serious problem now.
Yeah, it is.
Serious problem. And his students just give up.
They give up a lot.
Oh, it's hard, I can't do it. And they're done. And they don't try, and they've done nothing all year long.
And they don't recognize that all they have to do is raise their hand and I will come and help.
And yet they still want the party at the end of the year, even though they did nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they're like, just raise your hand and I'll help you and you'll get it. Help. It's not that hard, right?
Well, and I'll even make my rhymes. Do you need a hand? No, I've got it. They don't have it. And so,
they're just sitting there doing nothing.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. So anyway, we want resilient kids. The first was connection with someone. And we wanted to make even more clear how important that one is. And that's why it's number 1. In that when kids have a safety net or someone on their team that they recognize is on their team, then when there's a bump in that road, in that relationship, when that connection between you is kind of off a little bit, you're disconnected a bit, they'll think, oh, this is temporary. Because the norm is connection.
Right.
And they don't give up on the relationship because that connection is there. It's the norm. It's the stable thing in their life that brings them the comfort and helps them meet their needs, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have that relationship with your child, then they're more likely, when there's an argument, to come back to you. That connection can be reforged and become stronger because you have that, because that's the norm and not the abnormal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's the routine. Not that relationships should be routine, but the expected, you know. And we're not saying you have to be the perfect parent to have a connection with your kid. You just need to be able to, they just need to know that you have their back.
Yeah.
That
you're
you're
there
on
to
their
listen.
team, they're on your side.
Right.
That you're on their side and not their enemy. You know?
Yeah.
And when they get mad at you, and they will because they're kids, then it will...
The overarching thing is the support that you have for the kid, right?
There will be an ability to come back together, and they won't give up. And then when they because they have that stable relationship with you, or I wouldn't say stable, but that connection with you, in the future, if they choose to have relationships with, like, get married or so, then they won't give up on that relationship because they know that connection brings them happiness instead of giving up, right?
Yeah.
And so your connection with your kids now is so important for their future, and not just for resilience, but for maintaining relationships. So that's why we wanted to go over that one again. The second one is serve other people. The third and fifth are routine based, and then make the routine of self-care as well. And then 4 is teach them how to just take a break, a little time out, learn to breathe, because breathing helps.
Get your wits about you again.
So those were the first 5. So this week we'll talk about the second set of 5. Number 6 is teach them how to set reasonable goals. They do a thing at the school called SMART goals.
They're called SMART goals.
And it's not just at the school. This is a huge idea of all over the world about setting SMART goals, which SMART is an acronym for...
It is. I have to remember it.
Specific. That's what it is.
Specific. It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be not a loose generic idea.
I want to be a better person.
Right.
That's not a very good goal.
No, not good enough. Okay. So it's specific. It's measurable. So if you don't have something that's measurable, then how can you recognize when you're actually achieving your goal? How can you say, oh, right, I've grown because of this goal?
Sorry.
Right. You need to have something that's measurable. Maybe it's I don't know.
You don't have to graph it, but you have to be able to tell over time that you've done better than you have.
The third one.
6 out of 10 times I've done this instead of the thing I didn't want to do, right?
The A stands for achievable. Oh, you got a lot of people, I think, like to set goals that are not achievable.
I want to be an MDA star.
Well, not even that. It's like they set things because I'm always striving to become better at this, and so they'll give themselves a goal that is just so grand, and it might be specific and measurable, but you want to have the benchmarks. You want to.
You need the steps.
You make this goal so you can achieve this next goal.
Right.
You make this goal so you achieve that goal.
Fabulous goals, like the end goal. I want to be here, and so then I want to make these goals.
Yeah.
So that I can reach that.
Right.
Because if you fail down here when you want to be up here, then you'll give up. Right?
Yeah,
so teach them how to make small, achievable goals as well as the big ones.
Yeah. The R is for relevant. This is where the NBA plays.
Well, like our son wanted to be a race car driver. Well, first of all, there's no race tracks anywhere near where we are. 2, his vision makes it impossible he's got really bad vision, and so you need better vision in order to be a race car driver. It was not a reasonable or relevant goal for him, because how?
Yeah, how can you possibly achieve this goal when
if there's no way to practice?
There's no
and and you can't see well enough to do the job. Like that's not relevant for you.
And then the T stands for time bound. You need to not say, okay, it is true that a lot of times you say, in 10 years I want to be in this place, right? And that can be slightly okay. But anything
the large grand goal. But we're saying like at most a year.
Yeah,
right?
I would think so.
Like this year, not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but like this month I would like to.
Right. So time bound. Whenever, so in my academic world, of course, we have many goals. We have daily goals. It's like today, this is what we're going to learn, and these are the things we're going to do to learn it. And so we have a daily goal. Of course, that daily goal is going to compound into the weekly goal, which then it might be a whole month that we're on a specific unit. So we do have we're continually saying this is what we got to do, this is what we got to master, so that we can get to this overarching goal of being good at maths.
Yes, maths.
Because that's how they say in England.
Yes, because we're
English. So anyway, smart goals. And this, like I said, this is not math. This is not math class. This is life. Okay, all of these things are pertinent for every single goal that you set. Yeah. And so, just make them smart goals. Yeah.
Number 7 is help them build confidence, and the way to do that is have them succeed at something, and then when they are feeling down, say, remember when you did that? Mm-hmm. You can do this, right? You can do hard things. Help them see the good in themselves and build on that good instead of focusing on the negative things.
And so, therefore, you need to involve them. The most frustrating thing as a parent is you're giving up some of your capabilities to teach the next generation. It's like, I could do this job in 20 minutes. You involve a kid, all of a sudden it takes a very long time.
Our neighbor is building a fence and he's having his kids help, and we're like, yep, good job.
Good.
That fence has taken 3 weeks so far.
Well,
I mean, I get it. Time, weekend warrior type stuff. It's like, but still, it's like when you have your kids help, it
takes longer.
So long. And yet that's what you have to do in order to get your kids to learn.
Yeah, well,
we could do the dishes so quick.
The line
that's not the point.
What's the line? The line is something like, we're not building a fence, we're building men. Something like that, right? Something. Like, the objective is to get the fence built, but the other objective is we're trying to raise our kids, right? The
greater objective is we're trying to build responsible contributing members of society. Right. So
they have to have that opposition so that they can figure things out and feel confident when they have a job that they have to do on their own.
Yeah. And if were you struggling? Let me do that for you. That must be hard for you. And you take it away from them because it's hard.
Right.
That will do more damage, because they need these hard things in their lives to help them become strong.
It is hard to see them struggle, but it's also extremely important to see them struggle.
They need that struggle.
And if you see them hit a wall, then you give a little bit of support. You don't take away the job.
You help them see around the corner. Mm-hmm. Instead of there's no way forward because this wall, well, look, just over that way.
And truthfully, I mean, I'm going to go back to academia again, but whenever we learn a new skill in the math world, we always make the kids do it the hard way first. Yeah. And that's fine, because then they see the value of doing it this other way.
Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, this is so much easier. Why'd you have me learn that? So that you'd understand the principle.
And so you'd value it, right? You got to value it. And so, let them do the hard things. Build that confidence.
Number 8 is perspective. A lot of times when we struggle, it's because we are focused on the now. That this is impossible. This is horrible. Right. Or like when you're really upset about something, it won't matter in 10 years. No. It won't matter tomorrow, But you're so upset about it now because it's the end of the world. And no, it's really not. So if you have the proper perspective, a long view, the overarching view, it helps your kids be more resilient. So remind them when they're focused on the teeny little, can't see the forest for the trees type situation. Help them gain a longer, deeper, more important perspective.
Today we were the last day of school, right? And there was a kid that was crying because I think she's just an emotional kid, and she was going to miss her friends. She has a really good support
I'm like, what'd you
system.
do?
No.
Why'd you make this girl
Why
cry?
would you jump to that?
On the best last day of school. Why would you make somebody cry?
No, she's a super, super sweet kid, but she was crying a lot, and her friends were around her, so giving her support and love, and and I was like, talking to another teacher, she could see them next week. She has all their phone numbers. We live in this digital world where you can literally be connected every single day. She could interact with them daily if she really wanted to.
That's funny.
And
I'm sorry.
but she could, funny. She loves school. She loves her friends, and she was going to miss them.
Summer is a different
thing.
routine, and I can understand.
And so it was just interesting because it's like perspective and outlook. Yeah. She has all of her high school years to spend with her friends, and they're gonna.
But she was focused on
today.
Of today.
She was focused on that.
Yeah, so help them have a long-term perspective, an overarching view. 9, help them discover what they're good at. Let them explore. Let them try dance lessons and soccer and shoveling the driveway and mowing the lawn and doing it badly. Let them discover what they're good at. And you become really good at things by practice. Over and over again. So they're not going to be good the first time. But help them achieve success. And this is combined with confidence. Help them discover what they're good at and their interests and find out what they like and enjoy and can do. And sitting around playing video games is not how that happens.
Nope, it's not.
So they, So anyway, just thought right there. And 10 is help them learn about accepting change. Change is going to happen, whether it be a move or someone else moves or someone dies or they graduate to a different school, like from elementary to middle school. What are you doing, sweetie? Oh, our daughter needed the skip bow game. Okay, anyway. So help them change. Yeah. Change will be constant in their lives. And if they don't deal with change well, help them practice by small things. Like, we're going to do things differently today. Your needs will still be met. You don't have to say these words, right? But your needs are still going to be met. But let's do it differently today.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw wrenches at them.
Yeah.
See how they happen.
Not throw a wrench at them. Throw a wrench into the works.
I said throw a wrench ball. I think I said throw a wrench ball. What the heck is a wrench ball?
I don't know. I work at a hardware store. I don't know what a wrench ball is.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
Anyway,
so throw.
I don't have to English anymore.
No, you don't have to. It's summer vacation. Anyway, so help them learn how to deal with change. And if you don't deal with change well, then it's a great activity for you to practice as well. Go to a different grocery store or, just figure out how, instead of shopping on Friday, shop on Tuesday. I don't know. Just change things up a little bit for them so that they can get used to handling things not going as they planned.
Yeah.
And if they learn how to deal with life, the unexpected things that happen in life, then they will do much better than if they cannot handle change.
Agreed.
So anyway, this week was really long because we find this so important. And but we need kids that can handle what life throws at them. And the only way to help them learn how to do that is by letting them go through hard things. So anyway, this week's activity or practice, help your kids discover something they're good at. Or you, if you would like to build more resilience, discover something that you're good at.
Yeah.
And try something new.
Yeah.
So try something new this week. Whatever area you want it to be in. So yeah, Christensen's try new things. You can too.
Agreed.
Anyway, thanks for watching or listening. Family, we've got your back. If you have anything you would like to talk to us about, please reach out. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.